Hi! Oh, you guys were seeing me live on YouTube already, but I wasn't here with you. Can you guys see the craft? Okay. I'm back. It's Tuesday. My hair grew 5 million inches in 2 weeks. That's magic. That's what we're in the business for, right? Okay, for magic, not growing hair. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. I missed last week. I did a patron only live. Can you guys see me on YouTube? Because you guys are being blocked by my tripod. Hi, Alex. Hi, Katie. Okay, so paint is what we're talking about today. And paint is going to be available on the website soon. Hopefully today. It didn't get in early enough yesterday for us to get it, all the SKUs and everything put together. So hopefully these 5 colors will be available. You guys might have seen them on shoppingtoday.com. They say sold out, but they're not sold out. They just have not been listed yet. Hi from Louisiana. We are also hoping to restock glitter today or tomorrow too. So I'm letting everybody know that instead of just the patrons, because I know you guys have been really dying to get glitter and it's not been working out. And there's free shipping over $75, so I figured if you want to get your paint and your glitter all at the same time, it might be a good time to do that. My hair looks so long. Yes, so my niece Sierra, not Anna, is graduating in June from hair school, and so she just got certified in extensions. So as a supportive aunt, I allowed her to put extensions in my hair. Well, I didn't just allow her, I paid for them and all that. But, so I did extensions. My hair has not been growing for the last like 8 years. And I figured I would try extensions for the first time. So we have a few things that came out to the patrons today. I'm also going to go over what came out last week because I was in Disneyland. And I feel like you guys got totally gypped of a video because I tried to go live 400 times and it worked kind of. So this week, we've got some really exciting things, and I want you guys to follow a few people if you want to see these projects and what people have done. You guys have been asking for boy stuff. This is the Lost Boys Boy Room sign bundle. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is Peter Pan themed. This is for our Disney patrons, and it is all about the Lost Boys and Peter Pan, and I really love it. And the more that I saw the projects coming in that some of our partners were doing, I was like, if I had a little boy, I would love to do a Peter Pan nursery. It would be so cute. But OC Vintage Charm did some really cute stuff with this, and Scrap Crafts just posted a tutorial this morning on this, and it's so cute. She did like a reverse canvas, and I kept thinking that would be really cute if we chalk painted the outside of that. So I might be doing that with you guys in a live video soon too. Good afternoon, Kathy. Hi guys. Facebook, your comments are very far away. Hi, Mom. But I can kind of try to make them out. But we have a pretty cool craft, a couple cool crafts. I'm going to prep some crafts today while we're waiting for our actual craft to kind of finish. So then you guys can get a sneak peek of what we're going to do. Crazies, you guys are getting the branding guide alongside a branding guide video today. So you guys can start working on your color schemes, your logo. Last week you guys got the logo design and how to design your own logos on PicMonkey. So that will go along on your branding guide. You can upload your logo into your branding guide and start thinking about color schemes, fonts that you like, different things like that. So you also get a video with this showing you how to use that. And then Cricut cutters, which is going to soon be called Craft TAYKOVER. That's going to be the new name for that, because we don't discriminate if you use Silhouette or you use Brother or Sizzix or any other company that comes out with a cutting device. You can use our files to cut with them. So you're getting the Be Positive home signs. It comes with one that says, one love, one heart. It's a new day. Believe in your dreams and be positive with a smiley face. So a positivity home signs or whatever you want to put these on. SVGs. That one comes with 4. Cricuts or Disney comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 today. And then, oh, I didn't print out planners, but you guys are getting the Faith printable for your planners to print out faith devotional pages and fun things like that. So last week we did launch the craft room organization words for the craft cutters / the old Cricut cutters. And there's 4 different fonts in there, and there's all the words that you would put in your craft room. So I'm working on labeling my craft room and showing you guys this thing in action. I printed out the one that's very subtle. I made a very subtle one in case you don't like in-your-face labels. You just want to know what's in there, but you just kind of want what looks like a scribble or a design, but it actually has a word in it. There's this one, or there's like in-your-face words. And we might modify that, as I've already thought of words I missed on that. I love the Peter Pan files. Comments are covered. We're so fun to create with. Yay! Okay, so I feel like Tanner Bell when I say yay, because I feel like that's like sometimes the only thing you can comment when you're like on a track of trying to say something. Okay, so this is the Disney one that came out last week. It's the Smile with the Mickey ears and Smile from Ear to Ear, Smile and Dream. And I just realized the dream is a little funky. I'm going to have to fix that. But yeah, so that is sellable. Again, everything that is coming out in the bundles is sellable for crazy creators. If you're a crazy creator, sorry, I gotta move this hair to the back. It's getting hot. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about the paint colors that are coming out, but you're going to see them in this video because we're going to be using them and talk about those. And we'll talk about those throughout this whole video, and we're going to be making paint stain today with them. If you guys saw my promotional video kind of doing for these, I did a really cool box, which I'll have to show you guys in another live video because it's in my living room right now. But I did a double color with one color, our navy color. And so I used it as a paint stain, and then I stenciled on a different paint on it. What is Crazy Creator and patrons? So Patron, let me talk about this packet that's going to be coming out on the website this week, and you guys could be looking for this as well. My patrons get 20% off of everything on my site. So whether it's paint, glitter, vinyl, HTV, iron-on, all the things. HTV and iron-on are the same thing. Paper packs, anything that are coming out. So if you guys have seen this paper before, I don't know where you would have seen it, but if you guys have seen this before, I don't know where it would be, anywhere you've seen it, this is going to be a paper bundle that will be available on the website this week. If you guys want to wait for that or look for it, I'm not sure when it will be available, but it comes in a little pack, and it comes with 3 really cute colors, and then it comes with a chalkboard. This is just a paper. It's paper. It looks like chalkboard, but it's a calendar. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys how to utilize this in your craft room pretty soon. You can frame this, make a calendar, and then you get, if you want your craft room to match my craft room, you'll get 3 of the papers that are in my craft room. So you get those. So that bundle will be coming out pretty soon, but we only have a few of those when it does come out. So you might have to be on the lookout for that. Hunter is right under my feet today. So, okay, we are going to make a stenciled sign, a wood sign. You guys can see it a little bit better on Facebook than you can on YouTube. And what we're going to do is we're going to stain this wood, and I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is to paint stain wood, because while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to paint stain our Scrabble blocks that we're going to do next week. So next week, I'm going to be making Scrabble. I lied. I'm going to be in Disneyland again next week with my cousin. 2 weeks from now, I'll be making Scrabble blocks, and then I'm also going to paint stain a piece of wood thing that I got from Michael's. So we're going to do that all in this video, and it's not going to be very long. So while that dries, because if you guys remember when I did the Creative Sister project, I didn't wait for my wood to dry, and my stencil wasn't sticking very well. So we're going to do that. The reason why we like to use the chalked up paint for the stain is because it is not oil-based, and when you create a stain with it, once it's dry, you can put a stencil on it. If you use an oil-based stain, you have to wait like 24 hours before a stencil will even remotely stick to it. So we really love this technique. These are the 5 colors we launched, and I'm going to show you why they're the 5 colors we launched. So we have Rain, which is Dustin's favorite color. We've used it a lot in a lot of videos. We have Mustard, which I added last minute because I realized how much I'm going to be using this color in a lot of projects and how much I love this color. Navy, which I'm obsessed with right now. Ellie, which is a gray, which I feel like is a staple color for everybody and anything, and it goes with any color scheme. And then Prima Donna, which is that blush pink, which goes with, you know, all the things that I love. So these are the reasons why I chose these 5 colors at this given time, because these 5 colors make trios perfectly no matter what you choose. So if you do navy, mustard, and gray, you're gonna get this really cute color scheme. If you do navy, mustard, and pink, you're gonna get this really cute color scheme. If you do navy, mustard, and rain, you're gonna get this color scheme. If you do rain, Prima Donna, and navy, I keep calling it pink comp, you're gonna get that color scheme that everybody voted for first. They loved this color scheme right here, but it's also really cute with gray. So this color scheme, all I think is like nurseries, but if you do this color scheme, you're gonna get my living room color scheme, which is like a very boho color scheme I'm going with. But if you do this color scheme, you're gonna get my office, which is the navy, gray, and blush pink. So these are why I chose these 5 colors, because even if you get all of them, they're gonna go well with each other. But if you do wanna make your own trios, like we were gonna plan to do, they all make a very good trio, no matter what. So that is that. And then we have glitter being restocked today, same colors, but there were new colors last week. If you're a patron, you got to see those new colors. And as soon as those are out, I'll show you guys the new colors on Instagram. Okay, so let's get staining. I filled up some jars with just a tiny bit of water because I'm actually going to create a paint stain with some of these colors. I haven't decided what I want the color scheme to be actually. I'm thinking I want to do a gray wash background with a navy love and do I want, see, I don't know where I want to put this. I think I want to put this in my house. I feel like my head's cut off on YouTube. I think it is. It's okay. No big deal. Welcome, guys. Okay, so we'll decide on what we want the greatest of these to be at the end because we'll have a second before we have to do those. Okay, so I'm going to create a paint stain with the gray. This might even be a little too much water. So I'm going to consolidate some of this into this jar. And I'm just going to use a little bit of water, not even a lot. And I heard somebody say that they were struggling getting the paint ratio correct. And there's really no wrong way to get the paint ratio wrong. You can always add more water or add more paint if it's not working out. And then you can layer the paint stain. So you can let it dry and do another layer if it's not as dark as you want it. And if it's not as light as you want it either. So I'm just going to drop a tiny bit of this into this water. This paint goes so far. It looks little, but I always do this when I go to Katie's. I dump a little bit out to use, and it's like a little bit, and then I finish my project, and there's still almost the same amount left in there. Should probably use a brush that's not all dried out. Okay, let me make sure this brush is gonna work. It is. So then we're just gonna mix this together, creating a milky-ish watery color, and that's all we need. And you can store these aside, or you can just create them. It also works to just put water on your brush and dip it in your paint. I just feel like that might not make such a consistent color, which is sometimes okay. It gives you kind of like a different look, but I really like the paint stain because you're gonna see how fast we can get a project done with this, and we're all about that. And I'm going to do the background of these, a navy blue paint stain. So I'm going to create a navy blue paint stain at the same time. So we have those, I can do that afterwards. We'll do this so let it dry because we're gonna get our stencil on there and everything. Okay, so we're creating this paint stain. This chalked up paint is done by a friend of mine who does it by hand. She's called The Creative Sister on Instagram, Facebook, and you guys can follow her. I think a lot of you guys do. She's even here. She's right there commenting. So if you guys have any questions about her paint, she is probably here to answer a lot of those questions. Okay, so I want to make sure YouTube can see this too. I'm going to pull this back a little bit, but I'm going to just brush this on. And with the gray, it's going to kind of make it look a little whitewashed. It's not going to make it look crazy. Like, it's not going to make it look solid gray, which is what I want. I want the wood to shine through a little bit, But at the same time, if you wanted to stencil over this with the solid gray like I did with the blue, it's perfect for like just a subtle contrast. It won't be too overbearing, but it'll be a really cool background for your stencil. I don't have very many good stencils, that's why I'm not doing it today, but we will definitely do it a little bit later. And I might even do it with my Scrabble blocks in a couple of weeks, since I'm making you guys wait so long. So this is like fresh, brand new wood, so it's definitely sucking this water up, and you'll notice it sucks the water up really fast, but it doesn't take much to do this. I'm not sure what size this is either. Katie prepped this project for me. It's one of the projects she offers at her workshops. So if you guys are in the Sacramento area, Katie does some awesome workshops where you get to like do these cool crafts that she preps for you, and it's really fun because you don't have to prep the craft yourself. So that's my favorite part of it. But I was like, hey, can I take one of those for a video and just not do it here? I'll do it on a video. So I really am loving this because it's grabbing onto the grain, and then it's not grabbing onto certain parts of the grain, so you're really seeing that wood pop through. If I were to solid paint this, it would just cover up the whole thing. I'm also using a really cheap brush right now. Plaid has some really amazing brushes that I probably should have used in this video to show you guys, but I'm not sure where you get them yet. And so, well, you get them on Amazon. I know Katie gets them on Amazon, so I'll put those in the description later. Okay, so I did the front side of this, and you guys can see it's like a subtle whitewashed gray, and we're gonna let that dry. I will do the edges, but I don't want to paint it on my desk right now. So while this dries, I'm going to make the navy blue paint stain and stain these guys and put them back there so we can have them ready for next week. And I have no excuses because this one takes a little longer. These ones are going to be our last name with in the Scrabble letters, right? That's what I'm doing, Scrabble. Okay, so again, you don't need very much water, and with these darker colors, you don't need very much paint either. So how's everybody doing today? Or do you guys have any suggestions what colors I should use on these in mustard? I could also do the love in gray, in that solid gray, so the love is kind of subtle. And then the greatest of these we can do in like a pop of a different color if we want. If you guys think that's a good idea, I'll try to read your comments. I think you're saying subtle gray and water for the gray wash. I can't read it. Suck at life. I should have my phone with me so I can read you. Do you cut your own wood? Katie cut all this wood for me, but you can cut your own wood. And I was going to have Dustin cut me some, but he's been sick since we got home from Disneyland, so that has not been fun. And I was gonna have him cut a lot for me, but he is not here for me today. Okay, that's probably way too much paint, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just gonna use no preference on the brush I'm using. So if you're a brush person and you know your brushes, don't judge me. Love the navy, the rain, light blue. How do you find Katie's classes information? So if you follow her on Facebook, The Creative Sister, she posts her events in there, and then it'll give you all the details of how to get signed up for one of her events, how to pay for it. I think she does private parties, right? I need to book one of those. That would be really fun. So if you get enough people, she'll do a private party for you. It's really fun. I've done some live videos in her workshop. I've also shot a lot of videos in her workshop. So I can't read the comments. All right, stick to the craft today. All right, I'll go read your comments afterwards. So I always try to do that. I need wood. Yeah, so if you go to, I am going to stain the last piece is a piece I got from Michael. So if you're not a wood person and you just want to buy some wood, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to stain these with some navy. Can you guys see this? So this is what I did in my little promo video I did. I stained all the wood that I used for the box, and then I let that dry, and then I laid the stencil over it, and I went over it and used straight paint to create the two-toned, which we're going to do on the love sign. I think that'll be really cute if I do the love in gray. Because it'll be subtle. I love subtle right now, but I also love, I don't know. I love subtle, but I also love like in-your-face accents. So you can see this goes a lot faster than actually painting it. The paint stain is amazing. And you get that grain in the background. I might even do the edges. I just figure, you know what, this desk is going to be covered in so many things by the end of my use of it. I also thought about doing a different theme on the back of these and doing like a holiday, and you can turn it around and have your holiday on one side and your last name on the other for when it's not holiday season. You could just flip it around. But I don't know, what's 8 letters that's holiday themed? Because our last name is 8 letters, so I don't know. There's probably a lot of stuff out there. I need to get a cool drop cloth for this table, and then I'll just paint on the drop cloth, and the drop cloth will just get cooler and cooler as we go. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But this desk I got from South Shore on Amazon, the top is not very like glossy, so things stick to it really a lot. Like I already have epoxy totally stuck to it with glitter, so I just figure it's just gonna be a crafty thing. Okay, so 1 down. How many more to go? What is going on? You guys didn't tell me this was happening over here. Let's just clean that up. All right, so it's also very forgiving. So we clean that off. So I could, if I don't like this too, I can let it dry and I can always paint over it too. So I have 8 of those to do. Let's do, because I think this is going to dry a lot faster. It's still a little wet. You can pull out your blow dryer and blow dry this. I'm not going to do it in this video because that would be really loud. But you can definitely do that. You can also lay these bad boys out and paint them all in one swoosh. Let's try that. Let's do 3 at a time. So yeah, I think she just got a, what size is this? This is a 7 by 1. So a 1, or not even, it's like a 3/4 by 7 sheet of wood, and then you cut it. I don't know, maybe she did cut it and sand them. I think she did, because they're actually the dimensions of Scrabble blocks. So that's a lot of work. But go to one of her workshops and she does it. Okay, so I'm going to paint all of these at once with my staining purpose. I'll do the edges not on live video because that'll take forever. Maybe we'll do that next week because we'll have lots of time to wait for paint to dry 2 weeks from now. Next week I will not be live, so there should be a pre-recorded video telling you guys what to expect for all the SVGs, and I'll go over all the SVGs that came out this month for you guys. And oh, someone asked what a patron was and what a crazy creator was. Patrons are people who are part of my really awesome club. It costs between $3 and $13 a month depending on what you want. And we have bundles of cut files for you guys to use with your cutting machines. We also have one theme, the Disney crazy creator. The Disney is like people who love to use their cutting machines and they love Disney. You're going to get a lot of Disney SVG bundles. We release new bundles every week to those tiers. And then our crazy creators are kind of like our starting business tier. They are people who want to sell on Etsy or sell in their local Facebook groups or anything like that. They are allowed to use any of those SVG bundles to sell. They also get a new little fancy thing every week that talks about business. I do live videos with them talking about business and how to stay motivated, how to work, balance your schedule. I've got some really cool stuff coming up about like creating your own websites for free, how to save money, all that good stuff. So crazy creators are those people who are trying to take their craft to a little higher level. I also have the highest tier, which is very exclusive. There's only 5 people allowed to be in it, which is $100 a month. Right now we have 3 people in it, so there's only 2 spots left, but it's my business mentorship group, and that is where I actually meet with you once a month and we go along your actual business plan, and I give you ideas of what I think you could do to create your dream job, get your dream goals done, your business plan, branding guides, things like that. So that's another tier if you're interested in it. But those are, I only recommend those to people who have started their job, their career, or whatever, their online business, and maybe they're getting a little overwhelmed because they're growing really fast, or they don't know how to balance a lot of the stuff, because oftentimes people will start doing these really cool things and making these really awesome things, and then before they know it, they have everybody and their mom asking them to make them things, and they don't know how to balance that, and they don't know how to get help or where to go from there. So when you're a crazy creator, you're kind of starting out, you're kind of getting those orders in, and then when you do that business mentorship, I have it designed to be like a 3-month mentorship, and you move on, and hopefully you can become kind of a partner with us, and we can help you grow for the rest of your career, I guess, if it's a career. If you're trying to make a career, if you're just trying to make an extra hobby to pay for your craft, depending on that. So patreon.com/AuntieTay is where you can find all the tiers and all the descriptions of what we do. Justin, you're a patron, and he's one of our favorites because he's always here commenting, and yeah, so we get to know you guys a little bit better when you're patrons. We're planning to do eventually some exclusive like group get-togethers and different things like that, working together, collaborating together, all those fun things. So that's what you get. And then obviously you always get 20% off any products I come out with. And if you haven't noticed, the products are just keeping coming. We have a little bit more up our sleeves, and they're going to be continuing to grow. So if you do like our products, we carry Caesar and Oracal, HTV, and vinyl. So we carry only the top of the line vinyls and HTVs. With your 20% off, you're getting it for probably the best you can get it, unless you're finding really good sales on other people's websites. But we're working on some of our partnerships with some of the other websites out there too, to bring you guys some more coupons for them. But again, we are always trying to think of how we can give you guys the best, most stuff out there. Looking good. All right, so I don't know if anyone's timing me. I know we've been live for 27 minutes, but I've already been able to do almost all 8 of my blocks on the background. Again, I'm prepping 2 weeks from now video while we're waiting for this week's video to dry. So then we won't have to wait for anything to dry next week. We'll have this already. And I'll also prep this board, which I'm not really sure what I want to do with it, but I think I'm going to just use any colors we haven't used today. And I may not paint stain this one. I may just paint it, but it does take a little longer to actually paint. And I don't think I have the correct brushes just to paint right now. Paint stain, you can really use whatever. You can even wipe this on with a rag. And you'll notice in my paint stain video I did, it was very thick. I had very little water and a lot more paint, so it was very thick, and I actually rubbed it off the wood to get this look. So you don't have to use that concentrated of paint if you don't want to. But again, that's where people are starting to get kind of confused, like how much paint do I actually use? But the more you play with it, the better, and it gets pretty easy. So some woods suck up this paint stain a lot more than other woods do too. So depending on if you're using like an old fence board or just a piece of wood you had lying around from something, this will not work very well on like a finished solid shiny piece of wood. So the chalk paint itself will, but the stain probably won't. It won't suck in. It needs to have some type of pores in it for the water to soak in. But because this is so watery, it does take a little longer to dry than the actual paint. The actual paint dries super quick, but the stain takes a little longer because we're basically just getting the wood wet and then waiting for it to dry. So, oh, and I have a super cool update for you guys. that you guys can be in prayer about if you're interested. Dustin and I are possibly going to Africa in a month. So we want to bring you guys a video of the things that are able to be done now that all the money you guys raised has gone into CHI. So now that that has been deposited, they're able to use it, and we want to go make a video showing you guys all the things that our $18,000 that we raised on Giving Tuesday is doing. So a whole new world. I don't know what that means. You guys are chatting it up together this day because I can't read your comments and I feel left out. So I'm not drinking coffee today. I'm drinking LaCroix with Mio plugged in it. Guys, my keto has been so off. So off. I think this is dry enough, but let's just paint this just to be safe. What color should we do this guy? Like, I can read your comments. I can kind of read half your comments on YouTube because they're covered, but then Facebook is so far away, it's hard. Did you mention when? I don't know if you guys are commenting each other. Okay, I'm going to hold off on this one then, and let's put the stencil on here. So Katie cuts these all out for people and even weeds them for them. And I was like, you weeded it for me? She's like, yeah. All right. Okay, so she's also using her Transfer Right stencil or transfer tape. Guys, you guys know how much I love my masking transfer tape, but that's okay. We can handle this. So we're just gonna pull this backing off and use the stencil. The thing about the Aura Mask stencils are they're not reusable. Once you've used them, you pretty much have to throw them away unless you're super savvy and you can reuse them. Has anybody ever reused your Aura Mask stencil? If you have any tips, that would be cool. But this stencil vinyl is available at shopantitay.com. You get 20% off if you're a patron. Oh, I didn't grab my Mod Podge to do the Mod Podge method, which is highly recommended. Highly. Which I think I have some around here. We'll use it. So the Mod Podge method, I'll show you in a second. Hunter's being so good today. He hasn't even jumped up at all. Okay, so are we doing gray? I haven't heard you guys, but I think I want to do gray. So this actually, she cut it to fit perfectly, this piece of wood, so it even like cuts off in the edges. So nice. So good for me, because then I didn't have to do it. Okay, so see how much, well, we haven't gotten to the pulling the transfer tape off, but because I let the wood dry, it makes a big difference. Then my love signs, I can show you guys those that, I didn't ever show you these. Let me show you, hold on, 2 seconds, guys. Okay, we made these, and I intentionally used all the colors that we launched, and I made this one and it took me a long time to do these, and I made this one, and they go together, they're like gift tags, and then I made this one. So these are all Ellie, navy. This blue is a little brighter. Our blue is a little lighter. This is actually not rain. This is a little different blue, but similar color, and then Prima Donna. And Prima Donna and navy. So see how they all go together? I did not use mustard on that project, but on my box, I will make sure to show you guys next week the box I did in 2 weeks. I'll probably go live before next week because I'm leaving. I want to go live maybe on Friday this week. I have 2 birthdays. It's Dustin's birthday today, and it's Briley's birthday tomorrow. So, you know, gotta take care of them, and I don't even know. So, why are we barking? This is not appropriate. Oh, you know what? I'm at my standing desk today, too. First of all, I'm not used to having this much hair, and I'm also not used to standing during live videos, but I'm getting hot, like sweating. Okay, so good to know. You want out? Do you want to go? Get out of my cracked room. Go tell them. Oh, yesterday, so we live by the river now, and we have turkeys, and it's so fun. But Hunter, like, had no idea what they were, and he was like, we have a window that kind of looks out into our front yard, like, eye level, and they were walking, and he was just like, do I bark at them? What do I do? Do I protect you guys from these things? I'm kind of scared of them. They were all puffed up, and they were, like, walking around. It was so funny, and he was just like, okay, I want them. I gotta get them. And then we were like, nah, I can't get them, dude. But It's pretty funny because he was just like, I don't know what those things are. I've never seen those things in my life. Okay, so I'm pulling this stencil off. Much easier when your wood is actually dry. So I know I mentioned a little bit about Africa and I didn't really go much into that, but we are possibly going. We're thinking about that, praying about that, making sure all the things are aligned. That would be really fun. So that's going to be coming soon. Okay, let me get this off and then I'm going to show you a sneak peek to something else that you guys have been excited about, and I'll kind of answer questions about it. I'll answer the questions I think you guys would have about it. But you guys have been really interested in knowing more about the foil quill. Okay, so I'm going to be debuting this. I might go live this week and show you guys how to use that. But basically what it is a adapter that you put in your pen part of your Cricut. And instead of using a pen, you use that, and you have to use their foil. I was skeptical of that, and I tried it on different foil. It didn't work out very well, so it's like, okay, already like it because they're being honest. I really hate when a company tells you that you have to use their product, but then in real life you don't. And that, like, I instantly will, like, boycott a whole company if they lie. So they did not. I'll show you. I'll even show you that it doesn't work. We tried it. It didn't work. I've only tried it on one other type of foil, so I do want to see a couple other foils first. But it's pretty cool, but they did send me the medium-sized one. I'd like to get the large one because it basically looks like a sparkly gel pen when you use it. And I wasn't, like, I was like, I could just use a gel pen. Okay, so let's use a fresh, I don't have a stippling brush today. Let's use the Mod Podge method. So the Mod Podge method is where you Mod Podge over your stencil, and any little gaps, it'll go under your stencil, and then when you paint, it will, it won't, what's going on with my Mod Podge? When you paint it, it won't seep under those spots because the Mod Podge is filled in those holes. Although this is a really fresh wood, I don't think it's going to bleed very much, but we're going to put the Mod Podge on there, let the Mod Podge dry. We'll prep that one while the Mod Podge is drying. So just get that Mod Podge on there nice and even. If I had painted the background with a solid gray, I could paint over this with gray instead of Mod Podge, and then the gray would seep under and get onto the gray in those holes, and then I would wait till that dried, which I actually like that technique because then Mod Podge has kind of like a different texture when it dries than paint, and then the paint can actually look a little different if it's on top of Mod Podge. So I do like the paint technique, but because we use the stain in the background, I can't use the paint technique because, I don't know, it just wouldn't work. It would just seep paint through it. Might as well just paint it, you know? So we are going to Mod Podge this, and these crafts go so much faster when Katie prepped them for me already. So excited about that. All right, where did you come from, little piece of star glitter? All right, get out of here. All right, so we also, glitter will be launching hopefully today. We also have the 2 new colors coming out in a couple days, possibly next week. I'm no longer gonna just be like announcing when glitter comes out. I'll just let you guys know because it's gonna be a like an all-time thing on my store. That was my intentions, was to get it to be in the store and you guys to be able to buy it whenever. But we've been debuting it because you guys just keep buying it all. But which is fine. It's great. But I've been wanting you guys to get it, and I underestimated how much you guys are going to love that glitter. It is some good glitter. We also have a really big surprise, different type of glitter coming out pretty soon too. Sorry, I'm such an enabler for all of you guys out there, but it's good. And with my Tumblr series coming out, oh, it's going to be so good, guys. The Tumblr series is going to be so good. It's already scheduled and ready to start going up pretty soon, but it's gonna be good, and you guys are gonna wish you had the glitter. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry while we do prep another craft. So we're all about the assembly line today, aren't we? This is a good like visual for you guys to see like how can you do more than one craft at once or prep more than one thing at once. So while things are drying, do other things. What do we want to do with this? I want to stencil this. I think I want to make this match my board or my box that I did. So I'm going to do the light paint stain. Should I do the same pattern but a different color this time? Yes, let's use rain. So let's make a paint stain in rain. I gotta make sure I save enough brushes for the final rounds of those. I need 2 brushes for those. And then we'll do 1 paint stain for this. I want to make it kind of a little bit less watered down stain for this round. I'm going to do the rain with the rain stenciled over it later in our next video. So I might have to go buy some stencils because I do not have any stencils, or I could learn how to make stencils with my maker. I've never actually been successful at that. I've actually never tried, so. Okay, so I used a little bit more paint in this round and a little less water. We'll see how that looks. But I feel like this is my cooking. You know how like some people just can put a dash of something and it tastes good? I can't do that. I'm like, I don't know how much salt this needs, but when it comes to paint and like crafting, I'm like, yeah, just put a blob in there. It'll be good. Okay, so we're gonna paint stain this guy. We're using a tiny little brush so you guys can see how fast this will still go. I just bought glow-in-the-dark powder to add to my glitter. I didn't even know they made that. Whoa, that's fancy. We have glow-in-the-dark HTV, which I think I know somebody's making something cool out of it, but I've been wanting to make something cool out of our glow-in-the-dark HTV. We have the Are You Afraid of the Dark SVG that came out during Christmas season, and I really want to use that in glow-in-the-dark HTV, but I just haven't done it. So, I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon when I was younger, but okay. So, now I'm going to stain this a nice rain color. So cute, so pretty. All of these colors go well with like home decor, but then they also would go really well with a nursery. Like all I think is like a nursery with a lot of these colors, but obviously they go well with home decor because I'm using a lot of them in home decor. Oh, I didn't tell you. So I know a lot of you guys are intimidated by like wood and having to make it yourself. Oh, I took the sticker off. I believe I got this at Michael's. Michael's has a ton of blanks now, which is super cool. And they're really inexpensive. They had this like super big one, and I was like, okay, let's use our coupon on it. How much is it? And it was like 15 or something, and it was so big. And I was like, how are they selling this stuff for so cheap? But I was like, I need to make a sign with that. But I have too many things I need to make signs on first, so I didn't buy it. But I have a whole closet right there of unfinished crafts that I swear I'm going to get through before I do any new ones. So preferably I'd like to use a bigger brush on this project, but I've used all the bigger ones on other projects, and I want to save it for the actual craft we're doing today. But I will prep this, stencil it next week with, this might be 2 videos. That'll be a video and this will be a video, but it'll be all good. It'll keep you guys coming back, right? So, I feel so out of the loop. I haven't been real live for 2 weeks. It feels weird. Feels real weird. I want to do a stretch of days that I do lives like we did with 12 Days of Christmas, but I'm trying to find a good time in my schedule when that would work out. We're kind of busy. Like, I always think I'm not going to be busy, and then tournaments just started up for softball again, and I'm like, nope, we're busy. I'm always busy. So busy. So I thought about doing a week in the life, just one week in the life, because I like the idea of doing like a video blog, but no, it's too much work. Takes all the fun out of life, I feel like, when you vlog everything, when you take videos of everything. are you putting on that? So I am putting chalked up paint that has been watered down to turn it into a paint stain. The reason we do the paint stain is so that it dries really quickly and it's not oil based. It can handle a stencil right away once it's dry. So I'm actually not stenciling on this one while we're waiting for our craft that I'm doing today is drying. I am prepping a couple other crafts so that you guys don't have to watch me do this again in another video. We can just start from where we left off on this video in a couple weeks, and I will put some stencils on these. I might design some SVGs for you guys that will work well with these, and we'll use those bad boys. What do you think I should? I am going to read your comments later. So what do you guys think color scheme and what I should put on this? Should I do like a large stencil that goes across the whole thing? By stencil, I mean I'm going to stencil a pattern on it, and then I'm going to do some words on it. Should I do the word, a big word, or should I do 4 small words? What should I do? Kind of looks like a fence board. It's kind of fun. Oh, and you know what? There's raw wood in the back, like that shows through. So it might be good that I'm using a little brush because I can go in and get those little pieces of wood back there because they look too fresh and clean. And to get into the cracks, because those cracks look fresh and clean too. So, again, we did 8 pieces of wood back there. We did this, and we did our other one, and we've only been live for 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to finish that one pretty quickly. Let's see how the Mod Podge. Mod Podge is pretty dry, so we're almost ready. If I was using a bigger brush, this would have been done 5 years ago. So just use bigger brushes when you do this. Don't use these dinky brushes. And don't judge me for using a dinky brush. I love it. Dustin loves this color. Maybe I'll make him something for his birthday. Maybe I'll give him that for his birthday. It's his birthday today. So he went to work, so I'm off the hook for having to do anything right now. Like, well, you're working, I can work, right? All right, so Katie's actually here. She's the creator of this paint on Facebook. If you guys have any questions about her paint, she's answering it for you guys. Again, we are waiting for the SKU numbers and everything to be made for this. And then as soon as that's all done, it'll be available. I know it says sold out right now on the website, but it is not. I'll let you know when it is really sold out, if it does sell out. So it is still available. They're $4.75 for one, but this thing will do, I don't know, how many projects will this do, Katie? Depends on your size of your project, but like projects like this will make hundreds. Like, it'll make, like, this paint stain is going to last me at least 3 or 4 more projects, just the stain alone, and then the project. So that looks like that when it's paint stained. We'll do some more stuff with actual, like, full coverage paint soon. So we'll be using this stuff a lot. A lot. Okay. I'm going to throw this in water so it doesn't dry out because I'm horrible at that. If you guys have been with Crafting with the Hubs, you know that he gives me a hard time about that all the time. Okay, so what we did was we paint stained the back of this with gray. We made our paint stain. It's pretty light. And now we are going to go in and actually paint. I need a rag. I should have just used the same one, but that's okay. We're just going to go in and paint. Preferably you would use a stippling brush for this, but we are going to use the same color and just use the actual paint. So you'll get to see the difference between what the paint stain does and what the actual paint does. And I'm just going to use the lid for now because this stuff, you do not need a ton of it. And I'm actually going to brush a lot of it off and then just go over this. And this stuff goes so far. Like, so if you notice, anytime I do a video at Katie's, she has drop cloths, and what I'll do is I'll dab it in here and then I dab it on the drop cloth first. But because I don't have my drop cloth right here, I am literally just getting it from the lid, brushing most of it off, and then brushing it on. This paintbrush actually is working pretty decent for this. So it also helps that the Mod Podge is on there. It's a really smooth surface to paint on. So I do actually like the Mod Podge method pretty good. But the paint method works too. But it uses more paint. So if you're trying to save on paint, use the Mod Podge method. But again, we're going to do this whole thing with just the paint that was in the lid. I'm not even joking. Like, You do not need a lot of this paint at all. It goes a very long way. It has great coverage, and because it's chalked up paint, it has calcium carbonate in it, it dries super fast and it's super durable. So if you're doing a small piece of furniture with one of these, it'll be durable. You don't have to sand before you do it. I chalk painted our banister. No, I milk painted our banister. I lied. But I chalk painted our other banister. We have two banisters. I chalk painted one and I milk painted the other, which don't ask me what milk paint is. I have no idea. I just saw it and liked it, and so I used it. It actually is not as durable as chalk paint, I'm finding. So, you guys think we can do it? You think we can use just the paint in the lid to do this? I think so. Can you guys see it on both? Yeah, okay. YouTube is kind of iffy today. I gotta get another attachment for my other tripod. I have YouTube on my one that's connected, that's supposed to go over and show you from down when we were originally using Switcher Studios, but Switcher Studios likes to freeze us, so I haven't been using it lately, even though I really liked it. I loved the idea of Switcher Studios, but it was causing too many issues for me, so I'm not using it. All right, look at that. We haven't even tapped in to the paint bottle at all. I literally just used the tiny bit of paint that was in the lid. Like, this stuff goes so far and then it dries so fast, which I love. So I don't know if I can read your guys' comments, which I've proven that I can't, but where should I put the the greatest of these is? I can either put it over the love, or I can put it above the love, or I can put it down in the corner. I think down in the corner would be really cute with like navy. So this is going to be more of one of my subtle pieces, not my so in your face mustard pieces. But I do need to show you guys a mustard piece. Okay, I'm gonna say that's good with just one layer too. Like, it doesn't even need 2 layers. Depending on what kind of wood you're using, it might need 2 layers. So you want to pull the stencil up when the paint is not completely dry and when it's not sopping wet. You never want your paint to be sopping wet. You want it to be a really thin layer, but you don't want to pull it up when it's super dry because it can peel your paint up. So we're just going to go in and peel our stencil off completely right now, right in the midst of it. So, and that Mod Podge method works like a dream. It's like smooth as... what, a baby's bottom? What else do you say smooth? So this is why you can't reuse this stencil. So once you're done with it, you're done with it. But stencil or mask on Shop Auntie Tay, you get like a ton of it for not very much. So that's always fun. You can get like 5 yards of it. You know, weeding tool, stat. All right. Get these little bad boys out, and then we will figure out where we want the greatest of these. Come on, come on. Stuck on there good today. Alrighty. Pull this off. So it's very subtle. It's 2 of the same colors, 2 different methods, which is, I think, is one of my favorite things to do right now. Until my next favorite thing. But right now, I'm digging this. I love it. Okay, I love it. So we did the paint stain in the back and the paint on the front. This is one paint. We only used one color for this project, and you just saw we only literally used what was in the lid of that project, of that paint. So this stuff goes a long way. Okay, I want to use the navy. We did already use navy on those. I might paint those. I'm not sure if I like the paint stain because they're supposed to be Scrabble blocks, so we'll figure that out. But I also think they'd be really cute stenciled. Anyways, we digress. I do, not you guys. Okay, so I think I kind of want, so you do need to wait for the paint to dry before you put another stencil on, which you're going to see this stuff is like already almost dry. I really like the idea of putting it down in the corner, but I don't know if people would be thrown off because it would say the greatest of these is love. What do you guys think? Comment yes or no in caps so I can maybe see it because I'm getting old. So, or I could put it right over the center, or I could put it up on the top, which I'm not a big fan of, or I could put it over there. I kind of like it down on the corner, just to give it a little idea. A little goes a long way. Yes, it does, Kitty. The sound better over here too. Oh, the sound's better. Yeah, I need to get, I don't know. I need to get something to make my sound better on it. It's also because I have vaulted ceilings in here. I don't have a rug in here. So I think once I get a rug, it might help. So we will see. Center, 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 bottom. Center on top. Center. Nobody wants to do the bottom except one person. Center. Center bottom. I can hear you okay. Thanks. I don't think it's the I can hear you okay. I think it's the sound period is just kind of funky. Okay. Center bottom. Center bottom. But it's like, I guess. And then what color? Navy or mustard? Navy or mustard. So everyone says center. Center. Like center? Like that? Alright. I'm going to have to make sure it's even. You guys are making my life harder. Navy. Center of bottom. I cannot read if it's not in lower cases. Or if it's in lowercase. Alright, so I'm going to pull this off. I can always tell when we're hitting the hour mark because I start to get hungry. I'm like, okay, live video is almost over. My body's telling me it's time to eat. Okay. Alright. But my body's always telling me it's time to eat. Let's get real. Alright. I'm going to kind of put it right there, and then I'm going to measure. So that's 3 1/4. Wow, I suck at measuring or centering. But I feel like it's almost more like a visual thing, not like an actual centered thing. I don't know. You think that looks good? Is it crooked? In navy? We're going to do navy? Is that what we're doing? Okay. We're doing navy. Alright, if you just joined too and you notice that my hair grew 5 million inches, it's because I got extensions supporting my niece who, did I make sure the paint, yeah, the paint is dry, but we'll see if I waited long enough. So, my niece is graduating from hair school in June, I believe, and she got certified in extensions. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna help you help me. So I got extensions. So get used to them, hopefully. All right, the greatest of these is love. This works out, right? Okay, so Mod Podge method. I put the Mod Podge brush in the water, which is gonna make, I guess I'll use baby wipes. I know I shouldn't, I should use like a rag, but baby wipes are good for everything. Okay, so we're gonna do the Mod Podge method, especially because this is very thin little words and it's going over some of the paint, which means it's a little uneven surface, which uneven surface could mean that there's room for things to get under it. So we're going to Mod Podge. The greatest of these is. The greatest of these is love. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a scripture, and when anywhere in the Bible it's asked what is the most important thing out of all the commandments, out of all the things we're asked to do, love is the most important thing. If you didn't know, that's why it's on a sign. So we're putting it on a sign to remind us. Sometimes it's hard to love others, but we have to, right? Right. Okay. All right, that should be the last of the Mod Podge method. So, we're pushing it. It's 59 minutes. But we prepped 2 other crafts in the midst of it. All right. Pink. Someone's throwing it for a loop. Okay, I agree. Pink would be very cute for this. But I am trying to make more things that match my home outside of my office. So I was going to go with mustard or navy, which I really think navy would be cute. If there was like one word that popped out, like maybe great, I could do that in yellow, mustard, but all these colors would look good. So even, I feel like that's a little too close to the gray to be what I want, but I think navy. I think I'm going to go with navy. Love and don't allow anyone to steal your joy. Yeah, it doesn't spark joy, get rid of it, right? That's what our culture says. Well, that's what Marie Kondo's culture says, and now our culture is picking that up. So, my wrist. So my wrist, I need to go get it x-rayed. There's something wrong with it, but I don't realize it until I'm shaking paint or twisting the lid off. But my wrist has bothered me for so long, like years, but in the last couple of days, we were at the trampoline park and I landed on it, and it didn't even faze me that it was hurting worse, because it's just, I'm used to it hurting, but it's been like throbbing lately, so I'm like, something's wrong with it. But I was Googling wrist pain and like all the reasons people have wrist pain: carpal tunnel, tendinitis, arthritis, I'm getting old regardless, all those things. So most of the things are like, all you can do is take ibuprofen or anything. And I'm like, well, I don't want to just live on ibuprofen or surgery. And so I was like, I don't want surgery either. So, but it's getting pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to use the lid again. I'm not even going to need barely any of this because this is such a small amount of words. Will you hurry up and dry, please? So, all right, I'm just going to go over it. I feel like it's drier right here, so I'm going to go over here first. So make sure your Mod Podge is dry. I need to bring out more crafts to prep more often because it forces me to be patient, because I'm so impatient when it comes to these things. I'm like, I'll wait for it to dry. No, I'm just going to do it. But I think it'll be okay. The greatest of these is love. So, see, you can tell I get hungry when I get quiet, because I'm like, now all I can think about is what I want to eat after my video. They help my parents and I use matte finish Mod Podge. Yeah, so Katie uses matte finish. I just had high gloss on hand. All my other Mod Podges is over there. Preferably, I would use matte or anything besides high gloss, because the paint dries matte, so obviously it makes sense to have a matte finish because the gloss will dry, and if there is any parts that the paint isn't covering, it's like shiny. But I'm not worried about it on this project. This is a really smooth wood, so this color might need, it might be this brush, but this color might need 2 layers. This brush is a little different, feels like. Again, a stippling brush is the best for this, but I don't have them. I do, I just couldn't find them this morning. It's like, where did I put those? I've organized my whole office, craft room, and now I can't find anything. Doesn't everybody kind of fall into that? Like, it's easier to find things when everything is just in a pile. And you're like, I know it's in the pile. I don't need to know where it is. It's just in the pile. Okay, so I am going to go over it one more time just to make sure that it's full coverage. Hunter's breathing under the door because he wants back in. so dramatic. Okay. Almost done, guys. Almost done. We're only 4 minutes over the hour on YouTube. It's okay. All right. All right. So we just use some paint from the lid on that one. This paint will last you forever, I swear. Unless you're doing a huge project. But it'd have to be a pretty big project. All right. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit because it was kind of thick. I really can't read those comments. Yes, I know something. All right. I gotta figure my life out. Get comments closer to me again. With Switcher Studios, it was cool because I could like read them on my phone. I could still read them on my phone. I just don't know what I do with my phone. But, all right. I think we're ready. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. The greatest of these is love. Oh, I smudged it because I used the weeding tool to, I'm just going to pick up what I can and then I'll go in and get all those pieces. All right. If you guys don't like the position, you guys chose it. I wanted the bottom. But I care about you guys that much. So if your paint is still a little wet, be careful not to get it on anything that you're using to pick this up and then get it onto your project. Because that's what I did over on the E. And I don't want paint on my... No! I need the pin pen. That's what I need. Weeding tool. Pin pen is so much better. So much sharper. Pin pen is available on 651vinyl.com. And they're on a cruise right now. They're on the crafting cruise. Otherwise, I'd be bugging him to remind him that we are supposed to be getting a... or no, are you guys... No, Alex was here. You guys are done with the cruise. Are you guys done with the cruise if you're still here? Oh. Well, we're supposed to be getting a coupon to 651 Vinyl for my patrons. So I'm hoping that that's still a thing. So you guys can get your pin pens for good deals. They're seriously a game changer though. Like, they're so sharp. It's awesome. I'm about to get some paint up in my extensions, that's for sure. I'll put my hair up next time. All right. And that is all she wrote. So it's very subtle. I think I would have liked it to be stenciled in the background because it's very subtle, but it's very subtle. It's a cute little subtle sign. So there you have it. That's the craft we made today. By your guys' choice, I believe. I tried to have you guys help me with the choices, but this is what we made. We're going to be making Scrabble blocks in 2 weeks, and then we're going to be making something with the other piece of wood in 3 weeks on Tuesdays. And then next Tuesday will be a pre-recorded video that will go live telling you what the patrons got, and then I'll try to do a craft in that too. I might just do the Scrabble blocks, but either way, I might do something with paint and glitter, all the things. So again, remember this paint, probably if you're watching this later, is already available. And if not, then just wait a couple, I'm just waiting, like I'm just sitting waiting. But it should be live today as well as hopefully glitter. Glitter should be tomorrow, if not today. So for the last 2 weeks, we've let the patrons know beforehand, so patrons have been able to get it. But again, patrons do get 20% off at all times. So if you guys want to become a patron, now is the time before you get your paint and your glitter. And it's free shipping over $75. Yes, the total has to be $75. So you can't put $75 in and then use the 20% off. You have to actually have a total of $75. So a lot of our patrons use us to stock up, and they wait till they're ready to order that much, and then they order a ton. And it's the best deal that they can get out there. So it really is. It's an awesome deal. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you guys hopefully this week sometime. I'll go live randomly when I find a moment and do a couple other little projects with the foil quill. I'll be showing the foil quill for sure. Okay, so love you guys. Bye on YouTube.